It provides nostalgia, a certain je ne sais quoi. Like it really had the people going. A little switch up from what New Balance typically does.
You have to acknowledge, these did sit on shelves. You could have gotten it on sale. I wish I would have gotten it on sale. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, our 2024 Sneaker of the Year. What's good, y'all? My name is Frankie.
And what's going on? It's your boy, Mike.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Soul by Soul YouTube channel. If you're new to Soul by Soul, we're two friends who have a shared passion for sneakers. We talked about it every day. Eventually, we decided to start a YouTube channel where we review sneakers, we talk about the latest in the culture, and ultimately, we're facilitating the community with all of y'all watching. So if you're new to Soul by Soul, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and follow us on your favorite social media platform. If you can't believe it, Mike, we made it to the end of 2024. A lot has happened in the sneaker community, and we're here to bring y'all our top 10 sneakers of 2024. And we're actually wearing some heavy hitters right now from this year. I got on the Kobe 4 Protro gold medal. That's right, a retro release from the Olympic year.
And what I'm rocking is the Joe Freshgoods 990 V6 Prom Blue. And the question I have is, do y'all think either of these sneakers will make it to our list this year?
Whoa. They gotta stay tuned to find out.
Oh, that's right, that's right. So we always start this video with our sneaker criteria. That's like our 5 guiding principles for the list that we make. And for those of y'all who have tuned in previous years, we got a little remix for you with the criteria this year. Number 1 is personal interest. That's our stake in the sneaker and our desire to get it. Number 2 is wearability. How consistently the sneaker would get worn and how seamlessly it pairs with any outfit. Number 3, design language. The intentionality and the elements of the sneaker, from color blocking to story incorporation to key design modifications. Number 4, community impact. That's the availability to the masses, contributions to the culture, and the degree to which it changed the sneaker game this year. And finally, number 5, quality. We look at what materials were used, how the sneaker was crafted, and how it wears and holds up over time.
Before we get into our top 10 list, we're gonna give y'all some honorable mentions from this year. So starting us off, we got the Adidas A1s. That's the Anthony Edwards signature shoe. And this sneaker right here, Mike, a lot of people were talking about it throughout the year. It definitely had quite the impact, from the rollout to the release to the marketing campaign. Anthony Edwards tossing receipts out at everybody, coming at them, So we definitely wanted to acknowledge everything that came with the sneaker. Even though we didn't have a lot of personal interest, we didn't necessarily feel compelled to add it to our collection. We wanted to recognize the fact that it did have a lot of impact this year.
Our next honorable mention is the Air Jordan 17 Lightning. It's truly a blast from the past. It provides nostalgia, a certain je ne sais quoi. Like it really had the people going. People were lined up for the sneaker. People were camping out for a 17 in 2024.
Right.
It's wild to me, but I think we really respected what they did with the sneaker and how the community really came forward for it. A little bit on a pricier end, but it also comes with that metallic casing, which is really cool. But it's a 17, not really a lifestyle wear for us.
And finally, our last honorable mention, it's the Asics Kith Marvel Villain Pack. The interconnectivity between the comics and the sneakers is very well done. It had a lot of people clamoring about it. The Green Goblin colorway, the Silver Surfer, just some standouts from the pack. Ultimately, for our list, there were some other standouts, but we thought an honorable mention nod was rightfully so.
Now it's time to get into the list. You might nod your head, scream, shout, cry, agree, disagree, whatever the energy is, put it in the comment section. We gonna get this community rolling. So some might call me the Air Jordan 4 senior analyst on the team. So that's right, number 10 is gonna bring us the bread for Reimagine. So this sneaker is, of course, a classic colorway coming back into the fold. It was one that, you know, we had to go for, we had to add it to the list. Some might say that it had a lot of impressions this year, whether that be on social media, whether that be sales on the resale market, or just the fact that people were talking about the leather material being chosen over suede on this iteration.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Reimagine series, what we've recognized is it's not really leaning into the vintage feel like the Lost and Founds did. So we think it's a bit of a cop-out when they just do material changes like they did with the leather and the suede.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for more with this, so it puts it at 10.
Climbing into the charts at number 9, we got the Air Jordan 3 Craft Ivory. We love it when Jordan Brand is very intentional about a general release sneaker. And unlike the Bread for Reimagine, there is no stone left unturned when it comes to the design language of this sneaker. And also the wearability is not compromised by the swing of the bat that Jordan Brand took with this sneaker right here. And also a general release Air Jordan 3 that has Nike Air on the back of it. I mean, even though we really like everything about this sneaker, we do have to acknowledge these did sit on shelves. You could have gotten it on sale. I wish I would have gotten it on sale. So we can't justifiably rank it towards the top of our list, but we feel like this is a fair mention. And also, it might be the best Air Jordan to come out of the Craft series.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. At number 8, we have the Joe Freshgoods 1000. This is actually a sneaker that came back to us from 1999. So a sneaker you might not have heard of, but Joe Freshgoods reintroduced us this year with a New Balance. He had a very cool campaign, When Things Were Pure, kind of giving back that feel of back in the day, from the Chicago kind of bounce in the club scene and the footwork scene. So the campaign was really special. I feel like how he played into the color scheme of this sneaker with the black, the brown, the silver, the pink, everything iridescent. And I would even say the box is a key element, you know, a little switch up from what New Balance typically does with the silver reflective. However, when it came to staying power this year, we don't feel like it was talked about beyond the time that it was really hot.
Sticking with New Balance at number 7, we got the Kith New Balance 1906. Kith's take on the 1906 really drove a lot of personal interest for us. So much so, I actually bought this sneaker for resale. I had to have it in my collection, man. The design language on this sneaker is out of this world with those silver and blue tones that you got going on. Unfortunately, it wasn't as accessible, and like for whatever reason, it just felt like there wasn't as much fanfare for this sneaker, despite of how great it looks, how comfortable it is as well. Just a lot left to be desired with the 1906, but a job well done by Kith.
Stepping into number 6, we have the Air Jordan 4 industrial blue or whatever. Right? When it comes to personal interest, this was also up there for us. I think the community really stood behind this 4 coming back. It's been 10 years, so it's been a while as we've sort of waited for it. You know, it's something about the classic Jordan series and then kind of the little details or the fine tuning they do to make them even more accessible in the modern era that I appreciate personally. I think when it comes to this, maybe the design language was a little all over the place in terms of the renaming to industrial blue, in terms of the rollout and the release. Maybe there's just a little bit more they could have done. And you know what? We gonna call this the military blue 4s. We going back to the original with this one.
That's right.
Fix the screen. Okay, it's about that time with the number 5 selection in the draft. Soul by Soul chooses the Alma Year Air Max 95. So this might be a surprising selection to some because this pack had the Air Jordan 3 in it, the Air Jordan 4. It was called While You Were Sleeping, kind of like Amamanier was dormant, and then they came back with this surprise of 6 brand new colorways that all had really nice design language, you know, from concept to product. I think the campaign was really special, but we thought the 95s did something the other sneakers just kind of didn't. They already did a 3, they already did a 4. The Air Force One was really great. The Converse was cool, but the Air Max 95, I think the construction, how they really like championed the design and their elements and their logoing made this a standout for us.
Coming in at number 4, we got the JTip Saucony Pro Grid Omni 9 to-do list pack. JTips has struck again, y'all. We feel like JTips has insulated himself very well at Saucony. He's really become one of the top collaborators in the game today. Although JTips' brand is expanding, he really still is about the community. We remember last year with the What's the Occasion pack, right? Mike actually went to a meet and greet, got to meet JTips, the man himself. He actually got his box autographed as well. Fast forward to a year later, we get the Pro Grid Omni pack. Mike goes to a meet and greet. What happens, Mike? You meet JTips again. You get the box autograph again. We understand from a wearability standpoint, they're not gonna be as high up as other sneakers on this list, and that really is the only thing that held them back from going even higher, but a top 5 spot for Saucony and JTips. I can't wait to see what they got coming next year. All right, y'all, we've reached the podium stage of our list, the top 3. Coming in at number 3, we've got the Air Jordan 3 Black Cements, arguably the best OG Air Jordan 3 to ever release, made its return in 2024. Nike and Jordan tried. They tried to achieve OG specs with this release, so that's why it's not gonna be as close to the 2018 release that was held in a lot of high regard. We felt like releasing in the 4th quarter too, you know, that might have dampened the experience. However, you know, now that the sneaker's in hand, now that it's out there, you know, it feels like it's really on the up and up. We wouldn't be surprised if this ended up on a lot of people's sneaker of the year lists like ours. We wouldn't even be surprised if it was sneaker of the year for a lot of people. Ultimately, what held it back for us is the fact that, like, yes, it's a classic. Yes, it's an OG. Big ups. Unfortunately though, you had to pay a pretty penny.
Travis Scott strikes again with the number 2 spot and his very own Jumpman Jacks. So this is a silhouette it seems like he's been working on for a while. You know, he sparked the game off with the Air Jordan 1 highs and his mocha treatment, backward swoosh treatment, all the elements on that pair, and it seemed like he had his mark in sneakers, but he wanted to do it in his own way, and we think he's achieved that with these Jumpman Jacks. At first, we didn't want to claim this sneaker because we felt like, I don't know if it's really gonna do the job, until more images were released and we finally got these in hand and we really saw what the design elements were truly about in terms of using his logoing, the backward swoosh design, putting all that on a trainer. It has a Velcro strap. I mean, even what he did to the box, you know, you look at it and you can tell like that is a Cactus Jack pair. There was a little bag that went into it, so he doesn't fall short on the packaging. I think it's a very wearable sneaker. I think it's a sneaker that's crafted nicely as well. And then of course you got the community piece. People were going crazy over this pair and the subsequent releases and colorways, and that will keep happening.
And now the moment we've been waiting for, our 2024 sneaker of the year. It is none other than the Nina Chanel Abney Air Jordan 3, y'all. Woo-wee! We would both agree, Mike, that what Nina Chanel was able to do with the Air Jordan 3, with its design language, topped every single sneaker on this list. Highlights include the color palette, right? You got the rope laces. You got the changes to the material. You got the changes on the heel tab. You got the changes to Nike Air. And then you get this beautiful sneaker delivered to you in this lovely box right here. And that was just what we were seeing before the sneaker even got into our hands. We already saw that the artistic changes made to this already had it as a top contender this year.
And I might add that wearability might give people some pause, you know, because it has a lot of canvas material. It's also a colorway that's mainly green, so maybe that's not everybody's cup of tea. But if you really think about it and you know how to style it with your outfits, I think this is a top spot sneaker in anybody's collection. I think the other thing about this sneaker, it's like, it looks really nice. Like, let me see that. Let me see that.
Yeah, there you go. There
you know, in hand, when you're looking at it, I think it just feels like a collector's item, something that you might just want to display. But trust us, put these on feet, wear the pair. You're not gonna go wrong with this. This had to be our sneaker of the year for 2024. There you have it, folks. That's our list for 2024. We wanna know what y'all think. We want y'all to sound off in those comments. Let's have our healthy debates and just tell us, what's your favorite sneaker of the year?
Don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that we got going on, and so that you can stay tuned to everything that we got coming to you in 2025, which is already shaping up to be an incredible year for sneakers. But until then, y'all,
Peace. All right.
How are we gonna afford sneakers next year, Mike? How we gonna do it? How we gonna do it? How we gonna do it, Mike? I'm stressing out here, y'all.